Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first annual Women's World Snooker U.S. Open directly from Seattle, Washington at Ox Billiards. David Burney is in the booth for you. We've got a great match coming up between Mary Talbert and Stephanie Drakulik to kick things off, and we're just going to step aside for a quick word from our sponsor, and the action will come up right away.
Hello, I'm Andrew Wilson, Chief Digital Officer here at Microsoft. I'd like to congratulate you all on the first US Women's Snooker Tournament here in the United States. Have fun, and I wish you all the very best of luck with your games.
Thank you very much, Andrew. And Dave Daly, our roving referee, has let the two combatants, Mary Talbot coming all the way from England and Stephanie Drakulik coming up the road from Portland, Oregon, are ready to do battle in this round-robin match. We're glad that you're all tuning in. Feel free to share the stream wherever you're watching, whether it be on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch.tv. It's David Burney in the booth, and we're happy that you've tuned in for some great female snooker action here directly from Seattle, Washington, USA. You are watching history in the making, as this is probably the first ever snooker tournament on U.S. soil. So we have Stephanie in the blue shirt. She's at the table right now, and Mary will be wearing pretty much the all black, a little bit of purple on the backside of her vest. And here we are. So the format of this tournament is there's 3 groups of 5, and the top 2 from each will move on to the knockout phase, which will be going on Sunday. It's a fantastic opening pot there by Mary. These are nicely on the black. That one right out in the open. I think she'll be eyeing that up. Actually talking a bit with Mary, noticing that she was quite prevalent on the female tour for a while, and then actually just took a really 20-year almost break away from the game. And then when the pandemic hit, she kind of found herself back into the game and has just been thoroughly enjoyed it. So she's here, and we're happy to see her. I must admit, as we said, if you don't enjoy anything, there's no point in doing it. So you'll see all these women that are playing in this tournament thoroughly enjoy, and they're really appreciating all the great facilities here. Mike and his team at Ox Billiards has done a wonderful job. Kind of wanted to go in the bunch a bit more there, but a nice 16 to start off. She was expecting that to run a little bit more. We did have some matches earlier today, so as the tables get used, they slow down just a little bit. But still, these tables are in pristine condition. They are star tables, recently fitted by Simon Barker, and they play excellent, very true, and all the players are enjoying it. Stephanie comes from a pool background. Actually, quite interesting story that some players, female players, passed on this because there was already a pool tournament down in Portland that actually Stephanie is running. But Stephanie signed up for this tournament first, and she's a woman of her word. So she came up here while one of her helpers down in Portland, is running that pool tournament. We've had 15 players in this tournament. They're only can be one winner, and we'll see who puts their name in the history books. But I think we're all winners around here because it's great to see actually a fully ranking event on U.S. soil. Mary's colored was desirable. After that, not really so. And she's kind of left a little bit of an opening for Stephanie. Let's see what she can do with this. Very nice shot there. Puts her nicely on the black, and the way that these reds are kind of spaced out, this could be quite profitable here for Stephanie. Commentator curse strikes again, just as I was seeing visions of high runs there for Stephanie. She might have maybe been thinking a little bit ahead of the game. Snooker is a game where you want to think ahead, a few shots ahead, but when you get down to it, you got to make sure you put that first ball in. Kind of a Nietzsche thing. You got to walk before you run. You can't run into running. She might have an angle from this green to come back down to the top end of the table. Possibly stun it down, or if there's the angle come off the side cushion. All right, she's got her red into the red middle pockets, and just with the angle she could have the pink back into the other opposite middle pocket. Playing down for the black, very nice. It's so interesting when you see these players, and Mary's been around the game for a while, but as I said, took that 20-minute break. But when you learn young, those habits come back quite quickly when you come back to the game after a hiatus. It's really tough for some of us that came to the game a bit late. We're always struggling to find that form. I think our friends from England are a bit the stronger players, obviously, because there's such a rich history of the game of snooker in Britain. But it's great to see that we have some Americans coming out. I think Mike has created a great atmosphere at Ox for people who have a passion for snooker, that they're able to play on fantastic tables. We also have Diana Schuler, who comes from Germany, who is also a tournament director, so kudos to her for double dipping player and tournament director. And Catherine Robertson comes all the way from Canada, so we've got a good amount of countries representing in this first ever Women's U.S. Open. So a pretty big lead of 30 points for Mary, but still plenty of reds on the table. It's all sometimes about momentum in this game, as it can turn quite quickly. Kind of looks like Stephanie might be playing a little bit with a pool cue. It looks like her tip's just that little bit bigger. Obviously, this will be a great learning experience for all our American players. As, for a long time, snooker was rather a mysterious thing. Most people would think it was a dirty party trick or something like that. And for any of you that were tuning into the Seattle Open back in March, we do have the youngster Marissa is in the tournament, 13 years old. And we also have Kathleen Stanley, who is our oldest competitor at 70 years old. So it's great to see we have a wide range of ages, and Marissa's a real champ, that's for sure. She takes her defeats. I was watching her earlier today. She was up against a great challenger and really got handed a big defeat. But she takes it on the chin. She knows she's got to earn her licks, but she keeps at it. Watch out for her in the coming years. It's a bit unfortunate. I like the shot there. It was very positive. She could have maybe tried to just roll that pink in and be on that red by the side, but she took the pink on aggressively, gave it some pace, and she would have ended up nicely on this red, but unfortunately the pink didn't drop, and the red is sitting there as an easy starter for Stephanie, so we'll see what she can pull off. And not only does Mike have great tables in his room, he's got a lot of good gadgets around here, multiple cameras and great microphones and stuff like that. You know, it really takes a big team behind the scenes to pull all this off. So, you know, if you're ever interested in helping out, if you're passionate about this game and you want to see it become a success, we're always looking for people behind the scenes to help out. Whether it be refereeing, scorekeeping, or just keeping an eye on the stream. Yeah, queuing over a ball is always a little bit difficult. If Mary's going to draw back into bulk here, send this red into the top end of the table. Interesting kind of take on the shot to nothing there. Usually you're going to take a shot at nothing, you're clipping off a red near the middle of the table and coming off two cushions back into bulk, but a nice idea by Mary. Pot had gone in, great. She could have had that brown to bring her back down the table, but if she misses, she does. She's leaving a very long shot here for Stephanie. Those cannons are going to hurt her a little bit unless this red drops. Ooh. For all you newcomers to the game, flukes do happen in this game. Obviously, a lot of players are not counting on them. You will see more of the seasoned player. They might just raise their hand to acknowledge that a fluke went in. There's actually one player many years ago. If anyone on the stream can tune in and let me know, the this gentleman actually would laugh at his opponent right to their face after he made a fluke. So not really that sportsmanship, but everyone has their ways. I think she's come far enough for that red into the green pocket. The one slight advantage, maybe that these American players have is this is in their own backyard. Where players from England and Germany had to travel over the Atlantic Ocean and pretty much the entire continent of North America, east to west that is. So we'll see if fatigue sets in. That's a great shot there. She made that look easy. That's pretty tough. That's a delicate little tap of the shot, and she's left Stephanie in a world of trouble. Now in this tournament, there is the foul miss can be called. We do have Dave Daly as our roving referee to take a look, and players are encouraged to call him over to take a look just to see if it's a worthwhile attempt, because he can just call it a foul, but if they've missed it, they can be penalized. And not playing unlimited, it's just going to be 3 attempts and 2 putbacks, but that's a very nice shot there to get out of that crafty snooker that Mary had laid. So one problem, that red closest to the white, just if that's okay. I'm not going for that one. A better shot there, yeah, going into the top left corner pocket. Yes, and this is just going back to finishing that point on the foul and miss. In this tournament, we have 3 attempts and 2 putbacks. So I think these players should be rewarded if they do lay impressive snooker, as the game is called snooker, but it's not... players aren't going to get down in the dumps if, points could be quickly racked up if you do put your opponent in a tough snooker. So. And as well, I believe if you're trailing and you need 3 or more snookers to win when only the color balls are on, it's a concession. And then if you need 2 or more snookers and there's reds on the table, then it's a concession as well. So as some players are new to the game, sometimes some of them will just continue playing and not know that the etiquette of the game is sometimes when you're just out of the frame and there's no winning line in sight, a concession is the proper thing to do. And that's what we're kind of here to do at this event, is put on a good event, but also give some great education to our fans and players and some people that just maybe aren't too familiar with the game of snooker. So if you have questions, you can write them out to us, I think, on the Facebook stream. We can answer any of them, and possibly on YouTube. Also, let us know where you're tuning in from. Be great to hear from you. And this frame definitely is going the way of Mary. Yes, we've got a couple Marys in the tournament, so this is English Mary. We have Mary Avina, who's a very accomplished pool player, also in the tournament, coming to us from Fort Worth, Texas. some of the, as we don't have referees for every table, we are charging the players to do their own scorekeeping. And some of them are a little unfamiliar with the electronic scorekeeping that we have in this room. It's like anything, if you don't know how to use it at the beginning, it's a bit foreign, but once you get the hang of it, we're very fortunate enough. We do have Mike Dominguez in the booth, keeping score for the stream for everybody. So 71-2 advantage. This is definitely a concession, just Dave Daly, our referee, just making sure and giving the nod to Stephanie. So frame 2 will be coming up, and we'll just step aside for a quick commercial break. First ever World Women's U.S. Open in Seattle, Washington. So Stephanie Drakulik breaking off. Another difference is Stephanie has that lovely long flowing brown curly hair, and Mary has a short but serious haircut, as you can see, as she attempts to make a safety shot, probably coming back to bulk. I'm pretty sure our American players have definitely studied the game a little bit. You want to take a look at a few matches that you probably could find on YouTube. So probably realize that it is a bit more of a safety game. The old adage is obviously snooker is a game. It's not always what you make, it's what you leave. You definitely want to leave your opponent scratching their head and full with headaches. As they say, it's a thinking person's game, but you don't really want to think too much. So it's just a little awkward bridging here from Mary, just navigating through those balls, but with a red just over the green pocket. The pawn should be all right. The result. Don't think that pink goes by those reds. And she probably can take this blue into the middle and come back around, but I think she's going to take it into the yellow pocket. Very nicely done. So we'll be having another match after this one, 5 o'clock on Pacific Daylight Time out here on the West Coast. We really appreciate all of maybe our English friends staying up late on a Friday night to watch this great female snooker action from Ox Billiards. David Burney is in the booth, navigating the action for you. Great long pot there by Stephanie. It's a little bit of applause, and unfortunate. How many times is that the case? I think she learned that from me. I usually sometimes make a decent shot and find the bottom of the pocket with my cue ball. So for all our newcomers, when that does happen, when the white goes in a pocket, your opponent is able to take the cue ball and put it in the D. You might be able to take a little look at it. It's just right there at the bulk end of the table. And you can shoot any direction, which is a little bit different than the American pool, where sometimes you just got to shoot one direction. Whereas after a foul and you're in the D, you can shoot any which direction. Such a tough game. You just got to be pinpoint accurate. And as well, on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we will be live streaming at 11 a.m. So hopefully you can tune in. Remember to subscribe and like all where you find the stream so you can get updated when we go live to air. Just checking to see if that bottom red, the 2 by her arm, goes into the pocket. Now she's got an option. She's got that red that's open below the bunch. She also has that red below the group of 2. That's the great Ronnie O'Sullivan always says. It's good to give yourself options when you're on the red. That was a nice little cannon into that red there. Keep her on the black. You'll notice with a lot of these players, that's where they like to hang around. They like to hang around that black ball because it's worth 7 big points, and you really can build a profitable lead by putting that in with your reds. Mary's just got a lovely stroke, and all the British players, it seems like there's something, they're born with it, I guess. British players are born with a cue in their hand. American players are born with a baseball mitt in their glove in their hand, and Canadian players have a hockey stick. So
yeah, when English Mary walked into the club and started practicing on the table, you can just tell right away. You knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing. She has a great stroke.
ladies and gentlemen, that's not me throwing my voice. I'm David Burney, and that's Mike Dominguez, the owner of Ox Billiards, the man that's really doing quite impressive work for bringing the great game of snooker to the Pacific Northwest here in Seattle, Washington.
Thanks, Dave. But we have quite the following and support here at Ox Billiards. We have a great team, starting with Christian and Dave Daly. And then, of course, we have Jamie and Fook. We have a strong team. We got Travis and Damien behind the bar. And we keep growing.
Excellent to hear. Yep. If you're in the Seattle area, come on down this weekend. As Mike said, there's cold refreshments in the fridge, great snooker action.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of calls asking if you're welcome to come watch this live, and yes, absolutely, come on down. There's no charge. There's no drink minimum.
And just hanging out with a bunch of these women, they're a riot. Just a great bunch of women here at this tournament. really passionate about the game and always like a good story and can enjoy a good laugh.
Yeah, absolutely. They're quick-witted and want to win, but at the same time, they're very, very chill. You can tell that they are here to win that trophy, win the first ever World Women's Snooker Tournament.
Sure, as I think some of the English players is Rebecca Kenna, Emma Parker, Diana Schuler, and Mary Talbert. They play a lot of the actual events because still a lot of them are based out in Britain, and so they could get some potential high ranking points because unfortunately the top ladies, Rianne Evans and Ong Yi and Mink, didn't make the trip. But hopefully maybe we can get them next time. So I think you've done a great job, Mike, of kicking open the door.
Yeah, there was a bit of a timing issue really for some of the players in Asia. It takes quite a bit to get a visa. And we will announce much more lead time in the next time we have this next year. Already talking about dates.
Great to hear. Yeah, it's that border can be tough sometimes. I hear sometimes some people are waiting in there for quite a long time just for 5 little questions to be asked. So. Yeah, I think this is a classic case of experience and the rookie, but Stephanie's a fierce competitor, does love her American pool, and I think she's really enjoying, obviously not being in this match and the predicament that she's in, but what they say in this game is, you got to learn to lose to win.
Yeah, Stephanie is definitely a great cueist. She competes very well in the Northwest Women's Pool Association.
But it is only one match. It's a round robin, so all these women will be playing 4 matches in their groups. And the top 2 from each group will be moving on to the knockout round. And the top 2 third place of the groups will move on for an 8-player knockout round on Sunday. And I believe the 7 players that don't make it into the knockout round, there's a little challenge cup kind of trophy, a little side event there. So that's good to hear.
Yeah, in pool they call that a second chance tournament. Don't make it into the money, you get a second chance.
Well, if I was playing, I'd probably need about 40 chances.
No doubt.
Thanks for agreeing.
As a commentator, we're not supposed to be biased. And I think as humans, we have our biases. Mary is such a strong player, but I'd really love to see Stephanie do well, and the Seattle players, Pacific Northwest players do well, and even Mary from Texas, my home state, to do well. And I think that they feel the same way. Kind of reminds me when the NFL goes over to Europe, or when soccer came to America. America wasn't that, almost enough. America wasn't that great at soccer at first, and I guess you call it football, right?
True, but I guess, probably back in 94 when America did host the World Cup, that probably kicked open the door. So you kind of be probably kicking open the door a bit here, showing the Americans and our friend from Canada coming down what this game is all about. And I think the nice thing as well with the British players coming over and being so ingrained in the sport that the new players, like the American players and Canadian players that don't know it too well, they can see how you act how the etiquette of the game is as well, because that's not really, is that taught a lot? Some people just like, I'd like to get into the game of snooker and play, but there is, etiquette around, you don't want to be jumping around in your opponent's shots, a certain time for concessions. So
Yeah, very true. Very true on the etiquette part. But we Americans are quick learners. We can catch on. I have no doubt that we'll produce an American snooker player on the pro tour at some point. My only hope is that they're from Seattle.
Well, just recently, Ahmad Ali, a senior player, played on the World Seniors Championship over in Sheffield just after the World Championship concluded when Ronnie O'Sullivan won his 7th world title. Ahmad Ali, I think, was the first American to play in the Crucible.
Crazy. Yeah, that was a great opportunity, and it just shows you how the doors are being kicked open a little bit with snooker becoming a worldwide sport, giving other countries an opportunity to join the fun.
Yeah, it doesn't happen overnight. They didn't get to the moon in one Apollo mission. It took 11 of them, so this is a great event just to kick it open. And also, I believe the U.S. Nationals are going to be here next weekend, so that's great news to hear.
Speaking of Ali, yeah, I'm sure he'll be here next weekend wanting to lift that trophy again.
True, and probably Renat Danka coming from Chicago. He's a fierce competitor.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember commentating once on a Richler Cup final that he was doing out in Burlington, Ontario, Canada, and he didn't miss for his first 20 shots. It seemed like he was a force to be reckoned with. But as we know, snooker sometimes can be a slow burn, and kind of burned out a little bit, and John Evereckian took the title from him. So you're never out until you're out.
Yeah, it's definitely a different type of brutality, snooker. When you lose that touch, lose the feeling when you've had it for a while, and you get knocked out, it takes a toll on your emotions.
And then just the opposite, you win a tournament and boom, you're beaming, your confidence aside. That's what it takes. Sometimes just that little lack of confidence really can put you in a downward spiral. So I think if Stephanie even could just get one frame on Mary, I'm pretty sure she's aware of how talented Mary is. But a big win for Stephanie here would be just to get one frame on a board here of this best of 3 frames round robin match. I believe Mary has won her first match today, so she definitely would like to win another match and really put her in the driver's seat in her group. She's in a group with Emma Parker, a fellow English woman, Marissa Dew, who is our youngest competitor at 13, and Bridget McNulty. So, but winning your first 2 matches in a round robin definitely puts yourself in the driver's seat. But stranger things have happened on a snooker table, so we're glad all of you are tuning in and listening to the broadcast. David Burney is here in the booth with owner, operator, man of magic in Seattle, Washington, Mike Dominguez.
Yeah, part of our team here at Ox has been just the incredible outpouring of support with our sponsors. So we do want to give a shout out to Lippmann Lights, who is illuminating these tables. All the players are just fascinated with the design of Lippmann Lights. I know the pool world is very familiar with how great they are, but the snooker world is starting to learn about these. We have a 10 by 2 foot set of lights over these tables. They're directionally lit, so when you're standing next to the table, you don't have these huge blinding panels in your eyes, which is the traditional snooker light. It doesn't even look like they're on, to tell you the truth, until you walk up to the table and try to don't do this, but try to look up, and then they're just blinding lights. But as you see with this stream, you just don't see many shadows. The table's well lit. So yeah, the players, when they see it in person, are pretty impressed. They were taking pictures of it and videos of the light from the side, and then turn the video up towards the light. And yeah, well done, Mike Lippman.
And are they LED based?
They are very efficient.
So very
LED.
cool too.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool as in temperature.
Cool as
so
in
say.
temperature for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know the actual temperature. They look like 55 Kelvin, but I'm not too sure.
Oh.
But
Someone sounds like they went to film school or something.
living in the dental world, lighting is very important. But I also like to thank Strumman. I'm sorry, speaking of dental, oh my goodness. Strachan, the cloth, is a big stream sponsor. They stepped up, and not only are they sponsoring this tournament, but they're sponsoring next weekend's tournament. And so they are helping support the stream and the commentator, the great David Burney. So,
Here's $50. Thanks again.
So yeah, we're very thankful and grateful for them. And then, of course, Microsoft with a big sponsorship. And then with the well wishes from Andrew at the beginning of this match. Can't do it without the team in Ox. And we can't do it without these amazing players that signed up and traveled so far. And we can't do it without the sponsors. So this is not about one person. It's just about a whole group of people wanting to see this sport grow.
Yeah, and everybody helping out each other. Everyone, have their certain skill set, and they bring that to the table, and it just puts together a great package. We'll also try and hook a lot of our viewers in to stay tuned till Sunday, because I had a peek at it, and we got to give a big shout out to CCU over at Empire Billiards.
Yes.
Because I don't know, did he create that trophy? Or
CC paid for the trophies.
Okay.
Had them made for us. So I'm not sure if you've seen Matt's photos on Facebook, but they're beautiful, beautiful trophies. And just as he did with the Seattle Snooker Open, he has a hardline connection to some great trophy makers. And so, yeah, we do appreciate his support.
I think this could be a frame winning, not whipping. It is going to be a whipping, but a frame winning opportunity here for Mary. These balls are really nicely set out. The only unfortunate part is this black is going to go back on its spot.
So on that note, Stephanie did win her first match. Is that correct?
I believe she did.
Yeah.
Yes, she was playing Bridget McNulty, so definitely a winner. So that's always a good thing to take away. But I think all the Americans are definitely feeling, and Canadians, maybe our friend Diana from Germany, but she does play a lot in the tournaments in Britain. But a lot of the Americans and the one Canadian, this is their first ever ranking women's tournament, which is very impressive.
So although Stephanie looks like she may lose this match, she's got one under her belt. She's still in the hunt. The top two from this group will make it for sure. And then the two best third place overall will make it. So that's the good thing about these round robins here. You're going to keep fighting.
Sure, the one tough part, though, for Stephanie, she's got the young, very talented Emma Parker.
Yes.
So it's going to be a tough battle there. But, hey, there it is, that third place, as you say. So you never know. Keep your head down, and it's quite possible. And everybody loses sometimes, so you never know when it's going to be your day. That's sometimes what we call a good miss in the sport. Is she missed it, but the black ball just squiggled out just enough to block that path for that red into that same pocket that black was trying to go into. But the game is called snooker, so we'll see what Stephanie can do here.
That was a good effort. She wanted that cue ball behind the pink and bring the red ball up the table. Just didn't get far enough on the cue ball.
It's 60 to 10. So this looks like a frame and match here for Mary Talbot. And there's handshakes off the table. Mary has got 2 wins in her group. And Stephanie's 1-1. So we'll just step aside for a little bit of break. And we'll be coming back at... we might have a secondary table that we can go to. So stand by, stay on the stream, and we'll be right back. And we hope you kept on that stream there because we got a little bonus coverage over here on table 2. We have Diana Schuler from Germany, who is actually the tournament director as well, with Matt Hewart and Kyron Lyson. That is Diana coming to the table right now. Diana actually won her first match against our friend from Fort Worth, Mary Avina. And do you know if Kyron, did she defeat Kathleen?
You know, that's a good question. She went to a decider and they battled it out to the pink. Give me half a second and I can figure out who did win that, because I've been wondering myself.
Thank you, Mike. He's a man of many talents. So, yeah, I think Diana just wants to stun that red right there and stick there, and it's not the end of the world. Unless that red... few long pots there for Corinne. See, she's at the table right now. It's tough to see from that camera angle, obviously. She is. She tied her own bow tie, which is great to see. It's very matching, and she definitely had one of the more newer requests I had before her match today. She was asking me if I could take a picture of her for her tailor. Corinne is a registered massage therapist in the Seattle area. And goes to great strides to look sharp, and it's nice to see that she's got a very nice vest there and matching bow tie, but it probably gets a little hot on the table. She, in Alex Higgins fashion, just turned away and took away that bow tie. All right, we got a special treat, everybody. We got a young superstar on the horizon. Yes, the world under 21 champion, Miss Emma Parker. Emma, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Fantastic. Do you have a good journey over all the way from England?
Yeah, very long. Bit jet lagged still, but glad to be here.
Great. Have you got a chance to see much of the Seattle area?
Not yet, really. We went to a baseball game yesterday. That was an
Wow.
experience. Probably Monday. We have a free day, so.
Fantastic. That's very American, going to a baseball game. Don't get that many of those in England.
No, exactly. Had to be done.
So table one is just getting organized over there. We hope you've been enjoying this little bonus footage of Diana Schuler and Corinne Lyson. But we're going to be moving over very momentarily to see Bex Kenna and Catherine Robertson. So a Commonwealth battle. Who do you think you favor here, Emma?
I think it's got to be Diana, but I've not seen much of the other player.
Okay. You've got your own fan club. Your fan club's bigger than mine. What's going on?
You have to match me on Sunday.
I will. You're going to continue with the maroon?
I am.
All right. I did pack one of my ladies' ties. I've got a Betty Boop tie, so hopefully maybe some of the ladies will enjoy that. All right, now switched over here. We hope you enjoyed that footage over there. We'll keep you updated as we see the scores progress. But now we have Bex Kenna. Does she like to go by Bex or Rebecca, or
Bex.
is she under an alias over here? Maybe
no.
That's fine. And Catherine Robertson, who comes from Canada. So I think Dave Daly, our referee, is just kind of getting everything sorted up. Who are you thinking in this match?
It'll be Bex. I don't know the other player very well, but I think you've got to go for the favourite.
I think so.
Which is Bex.
Stranger things have happened.
Yes.
We all know that. But,
Best of three. Anything can happen.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we'll see some good breaks.
Definitely sounds good. Yeah, how did you fare in your first match?
Yeah, not too bad. First frame, won quite comfortably.
Okay.
Second frame, a little bit more scrappy, but overall I got the win. So
Okay, great.
let's hope it continues.
True. Well, it's just so ingrained in your society over in England, like us over in North America. There's a bunch of different sports that we fall to, but it's slowly coming back on the
Yeah.
rise here. So what do you find the most toughest part of this game of snooker, Emma?
I think keeping your concentration is tough. It's not just about potting and rate building, it's very tactical. I think that's what the pool players are actually finding out.
True,
today,
yeah.
That it is quite different. Yeah, just keeping your composure and every shot really.
Yeah, what was I saying in the previous match? It's nice that a bunch of you from England have come over, and our friends from America and Canada, they can see all the little intricacies. There's the etiquette in the game. If you're down by 80 points, it's like, all right, I don't think you're going to make 20 snookers to win the match.
Yeah, exactly.
There, so.
But it's good to see people from America entering and giving it a go.
Yeah, I think Mike's done a great job here of just kind of kicking the door open, and possibly maybe, we can get a women's tournament in Canada. That would be nice.
Yeah, I've never been, so.
Well, it's just up the road. It's pretty close. You could extend that vacation.
Yes. A lot of the American players were telling me that they don't have many snooker tables close to their home, so.
Correct.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, there's a gentleman in Canada, in the British Columbia. I don't know if you know Brady Goland. Does that name ring a bell?
It doesn't.
Fair enough.
I'm still young.
Well, he used to be on the Pro Tour. He was a good player, a great player over here, but obviously over there it's a much bigger pond. But now he has to drive probably about an hour to get to a table, just where he lives.
Yeah.
He's out more in the rural part of British Columbia. I think more and more as we're seeing people like Mike and myself really enjoying the game, and we're just finding the tables, and we'll take the time to make good conditions. And I think people are aware of this game, and they'll come into it. And
I think the conditions are really good here. All tables seem really nice. And it's the best table you could ask to play on, really. So.
True. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was quite surprising when I was in Sheffield for the World Championships. A friend of mine, we went to, I think, Spot On Snooker Club in Sheffield.
Yeah.
The table seemed rubbish.
Yeah, so we get a lot of club tables and then a few nice stars.
Mm-hmm.
But going from one to the other is very tough. And
True.
if people don't play, they don't understand. But there's a big difference.
Definitely.
And if you don't practice on these star tables as well, it catches you out.
Mm-hmm. This is like a skating rink, where
It
some could
is,
be like a shag wool carpet or something.
Slightly tighter pockets as well. It's a tough sport.
Where do you play out of?
I used to have a table at home.
Okay.
But recently moved. So now I play out of the club. On club tables. So these are very different, so you have to adjust. But these tables definitely suit my cue action more. I like the fast cloth, I think.
Excellent. And are you right in London or?
Suffolk.
Okay.
Not
Sounds
sure
good.
you would know, but used to be near London.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great shot with the rest.
You you've got to keep so still
Sure.
on those sort of shots. So
Yeah, Bex always just seems so focused. You know.
I think Bex is very technical. I think she does a bit of coaching, so she's very on point with things like that. Other players are a bit more natural, but I think she really composes herself.
True, and I think a lot of the, the not too well versed snooker players are seen from you guys from coming from Britain. That sure, okay, you've got a 16, you've got things going. Oh,
Yeah.
you just slightly out of position, but you don't force that low percentage shot. You're like, nope, I'm just going to go run and hide with my cue ball
Yeah,
and make my
you've got to
opponent
have
worry.
like an all-round game. If it's too risky, then play good safety and put your opponent in trouble. I think that's what we saw with Mary in the previous match. I think she's very good at that.
Oh, she was just
She
granite.
waits for you to make the mistake, And
And you've been playing for how long? You said 5 years, did you say?
I started when I was 14, had a bit of a break for my GCSEs. Been on the tour about 5-6 years now. So
Fantastic.
yeah.
Are there a lot of young women getting into the game over in Britain?
Yeah, there's definitely more coming through. And it's nice to see, the more stream and things we can do. A lot of girls still don't know that they can play or there's a tour. So
Okay.
it's quite interesting.
Sure, when you can see the game, that's so important. That's kind of like how I got into it
Yeah.
many years ago, back in Canada. That this guy called Stephen Hendry,
Yeah.
you might know his name.
Yeah.
But there was, I guess, this quote unquote pub night thing that they had on the sports network, where they showed darts and
Right.
snooker is what I gravitated to with. But then it all of a sudden just kind of disappeared.
Okay.
But now with the advantage of internet,
Yeah.
you can just
Massive,
pretty much
yeah.
anything. So
Obviously, we've got 4 women on tour now.
and a 5th coming soon.
I hope so. One day. But even young girls have seen that on TV and didn't even know that they could play. So for us, that's great for women to
Fantastic.
be, exposed.
So what are you thinking here? If you're at the table, see how it's set up here. What are you?
She might play a shot for nothing for this red here. Take the white ball back up to the bulk area. Which is a bit of a safety, a bit of if it goes in, you might be on a colour. If not, your opponent's going to still be in trouble. Which she's done.
Go for that white. Oh, okay, she's okay.
She'll probably play safe now. That's a bit of a tough pot on the yellow. Yeah, that's a good shot.
Definitely.
It was a good shot to play because the reds are quite open.
Mm-hmm.
So now if your opponent misses, you're more likely to be on a red.
True, if you're left in and kind of the pink and
Yeah,
black are
they're open, so
yeah.
it was the right shot.
Looks like your fellow country person is a little happy there, Jamie.
Yep. Missed them all. This will probably go back.
Yeah, it's just that shot going from one half of the table to the other one just adds that bit of distance. Where's the next stop on the women's tour after here in America?
There is an event in Australia next month. I'm not going to that. So the next one for me will be Scotland.
Okay.
October time. So never been there either. So
Never been to Scotland?
no. So looking forward to that.
They're in 2018 and just lots of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the good thing about the tour. You know, you do get to see different places. And, you know, I've never been to America, so this one stood out for me.
True. Well, we'll work on the Canadian one too.
That's it, yeah.
So, Emma, there's a lot of talk going on the main tour. There's this great event now of mixed doubles.
Yeah.
So a man and a woman will be paired together.
Yeah, really looking forward to watching that. Obviously, Rianne and Ronnie, I think, has got to be a strong favourite. Two of the best in the world,
That's
so
true.
that will be interesting.
Is there almost 20 world championships between the two of them?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Rianne holding most of them, so...
It's nice that it's a. I was talking with someone about it, and it seems more individual sports that can have both the sexes kind of playing at the same level.
Yeah.
You see golf, like you and I. I might hit the ball a lot further off the tee.
Yeah.
But a woman's touch around the green is so much better than a man's.
Yeah.
So
It's, whoever's on the table, if you break build, I can't see the difference. It's not a physical sport. It's not rugby or football. No one can get injured. It's
true. And you don't in snooker. You don't really see a lot of power shots.
no. Obviously, you get your Judd Trump and you get your exceptions,
Sure,
but you don't always need that.
Mm-hmm. We're hearing Ronnie, and that really held truth with me. I heard Ronnie's like, use the cushion. Cushions are there for a reason. Use them.
Yeah.
You don't have to put that nice draw shot.
Use a little bit of side. You don't need to be
drawing it back
to power. No.
Mm-hmm.
It's very technical. If you cue the ball well and time it well, then that's all you really need to do.
Make it sound so easy.
I wish it was. It's gone a little bit scrappy. Coloured balls, which makes it hard.
Mm-hmm.
When they're on their spots, it's a bit like practice. But once they're off, you have to work the cue ball a little bit more.
Would you ever try that as a practice ring? Do any players do that? Just like throw color balls just not on their exact spots, a little off? So
yeah, I suppose they do. And when you play people, it does go like that, but you try and break build and keep the colours where they are, but it doesn't always happen.
So you got a match against our youngest. 2 young birds, you and Marissa do at 13
nice
years
to
old.
See. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's a pool player. Is that right?
I think so. I think that's where a lot. I think the more the American players, obviously. I haven't talked to Catherine actually, our one Canadian player, to see where she first started, because Canada does have a rich history of snooker. It's kind of gone by the wayside in the past. That's so good. The past years, but way back in 1982 at the Australian Open, there were 3 Canadians in the final 4 of a tournament. Yeah. So.
I think if she can, perhaps try and put the blue back on the spot. There's a few reds around the blue area.
Nicely called. You've got the hang of it. You told me you've never done this before. You're like a pro.
I don't think she's missed with the rest yet, so I don't want to curse her. She's doing very well.
True. You can call shots. You don't have the commentator's curse.
No, not yet. Slightly under hit that though. This is a big shot. Good pot, but didn't want the cannon really.
Still
making it a little bit hard, but
that red by the blue, but as you said, that's got to travel a lot of distance for that ball to find at the bottom of the pocket.
She's cued it well.
Yeah, she actually had to play in the Northern Ireland qualifier, I believe.
Yeah.
So I think she just got into town maybe yesterday or earlier today or some kind of time.
Yeah, she come a day later than all of us, yeah.
Interesting. I've noticed with the classical snooker players, a lot of them have that cue going right by the cleft of the chin, and you notice some that have the pool background are just elevated that little bit.
It's so important not to move on a shot. Slight movement can cause you to miss. But like I said, Bex is quite technical and
Definitely having to work for this break, that's for sure.
It's been very difficult.
It's not those nice little small compact shots.
That's the trouble when the colours go a little bit scrappy. You really have to work that cue ball.
Mm-hmm.
But she's got a nice lead, so... Yeah, it was a very good shot.
Mm-hmm.
This should be frame, I think, now.
52 in it, and there's 51 on the table. So, Catherine does need one snooker, but just how, as you said,
Yeah.
the high-value colored balls are just in awkward position, so...
Yeah.
And how did you get into the game?
I actually started with pool
Okay.
when I was very little.
Okay.
My dad never really wanted to take me snooker just because it was a lot of men. And
Okay.
a bit rowdy and things like that. But I didn't give up, and he took me. And then got a coach, Gary Filtness,
Okay.
who's on the seniors tour, and it just went from there, really.
Great.
This could be quite a nice break.
True. I think there is $100 US, so that's maybe what, 3,000 English pounds
If only.
for the high break.
That wasn't me.
No, it's good thing it came after the shot,
Yes.
because I think there would be a good applause there if she had the half century. So I think Catherine's just checking in with the referee, and that should be a concession in our
Yeah,
rules where
so.
it's
No more than 3 snookers, I think.
correct. So fantastic. So Bex Kenna takes that first frame of this best of 3, and we're just going to step aside for a short commercial break. It's David Burney and my special guest, Emma Parker. We'll be right back. And we're back with frame 2. We're live here in Seattle, Washington for the first ever Women's World Snooker US Open. I think it's the first ranking tournament in the game of snooker ever on US soil.
Yeah. Impressive.
Definitely. I think we're all going to the moon. So I think you would be coming back to bulk right on this shot. Kind of, which red do you like that you would want to come off?
Trouble is, Catherine hasn't had much table time. I would be looking at the long red, perhaps holding for the black.
Okay.
But if you haven't been on the table, our confidence might be low.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you would play the safety. But she's under hit that a little bit. And the black looks in a nice position with those reds for Becks.
Yeah, this could be quite profitable.
Yeah, one good pot here, you could be in trouble. Overhit that slightly.
Does she have the angle to go onto the black after that?
Yeah, I can't see from here. I'm not sure if that bottom red is blocking the black
True,
into
yeah.
that pocket. Maybe that's why she played that shot. I think it is, yes. Oof.
Well, knowing Beck's ability, I'm pretty sure if that black was on.
Yeah, she would have played the right shot.
Mm-hmm.
She's left her opponent in here, so...
So with snooker being a very, very tough game,
Yeah.
would you agree?
Yes, I would.
Okay. What would you say to any young women that would get into the game? Because obviously there's frustration that would come in.
Yeah, you've definitely got to enjoy it. As
Yeah.
hard as it is, you've got to be able to prepare to lose. You know, there's always got to be a winner, there's always got to be a loser. I think you've got to be very patient. It can take years, to get to a good level, all depending how much practice you want to put in. But definitely the results, and when you do start making those breaks, it does all make it worth it, all that hard work. And
Do you think like at the beginning, just those little victories, you get that one snooker that
Yeah.
you're like, that's exactly what I wanted
Exactly.
to do? Or
it's like little steps, with your first few blacks,
True,
first
yeah.
30, 40, 50, and that just went in.
You rhyme off those breaks so easy, like it sounds like you're asking for a cup of tea.
I wish.
Have you had a maximum?
I haven't, no.
No?
I've had a century.
You can leave now. That's not fair.
Not that long ago, actually, but
Great, it's good for you.
it was nice to step that barrier because you get close and there's a lot of pressure on it. But once you've had your first, I think you believe you can do it again.
And that's what I've heard, because it's always interesting when you're beginning at the game and having these breaks,
Yeah.
you're kind of going into the unknown.
Yeah,
And the adrenaline starts pumping and you're like,
yeah.
I'm close to glory. And then,
Well, I've missed on 99 and 98 for my first century, both for pink. And you sort of think, is it ever going to happen for me? But luckily it did. Nice shot.
don't know if she's on the right side of the blue, but that red just out of the open by the pack is looking appetizing.
Obviously, being right-handed, she could also come back for this one, which I think she's playing. Slightly under hit, but she's quite confident with the rest today, so...
As we've seen, yes.
I don't know if she might try and open a few reds here. I think there's only two that go, so...
Sure, it's a good angle to go into the
is,
bunch,
yeah.
that's for sure.
No. Not this time.
That's kind of the funny thing about this game is you never know. Catherine might just find a gear
Yeah.
and Next
go
thing you know,
for it.
50
Yeah.
break is up there. So
It's hard when you haven't had much table time.
yes,
You know, your confidence, but sometimes when you're behind, you just have to go for it and believe in yourself.
yeah. It seems so often enough when you're on a run, on a break, you seem like you're a symphony conductor.
Yeah.
Just all the instruments are playing along,
Yeah.
humming, and it.
I think Catherine's just letting Bex get away with a little bit, safety-wise. Well,
You don't even need the stat card for rest percentage. I'm pretty
you
sure
should
it's
keep the
100%.
rest out, Bex.
You ever do that practice exercise? Or you just play every shot with the rest?
I haven't, no.
Or is that a weird Canadian thing?
No, people do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not too bad either, but I don't want to say it because if I am streamed and I miss with you. I think the more match play you practice and things, you use the rest, most frames, you know, unless you're left and right-handed, which I'm not.
Sure.
Would love to be, but just doesn't happen.
It's giving Catherine a bit of an opener.
Yeah.
As you say, sometimes when you're just not hitting the ball, you're a little ice cold, and you know, it's kind of like starting the car up in the winter.
Exactly. It takes a little while to get back into it. She could be nice in the blue. I think when you're playing top ranked players as well, there's a little bit more pressure on, you know, missing.
True, yeah, because you just
It doesn't
know.
help. So when your confidence is low and, you know, it's tough.
Yeah, the more seasoned, more higher ranked player, obviously, you know, here's a rest shot.
Yeah.
Probably know what's going to happen.
Oh,
Oh.
first one.
I jinxed it.
Glad it wasn't me.
But, you know, Bex has been putting those in all day long.
Exactly.
And she puts that and gives herself on black, but then the more skilled players, you know, can start developing the reds.
Yeah.
Whereas the lower amateur, that's still a struggle, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, I got my red, my black, but
Let's play
now what?
safe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good to be attacking, but just at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
If there is a few loose reds that you can get a few points from and then go into them, it's probably the best option. But a lot of players do go into the pack early, try and get them all open for
True.
a big break. So it just depends how you play, really.
True. Speaking of Stephen Hendry, that was his kind of philosophy.
Yeah.
Open them up as soon as possible.
That's it. If you're confident you can break build, then you know, why not?
I was always thought about, like, you know, the amateur game here in America and up in Canada. You know, why don't some people, you know, they have those little clip shots and stuff like that, but they're all like lower amateurs and stuff like that. Why not go in and break up the reds and
Yeah.
you put the pressure on your opponent to make that big
it
break?
shows you're confident
Mm-hmm.
as well, you know, if you're willing to do that.
It's unfortunate for Catherine.
Yeah.
Stuff on the table's not helping you out. It's bad enough
I
to get a
know.
tough opponent.
You do find the better you play, the more luck go with you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not playing very well, your confidence is low, a lot of things go wrong and it's crazy. Because that's not what you need.
Sure. I find if you take care of the table, if you're at your club and you brush the table, it will reward you back.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, thanks for that little massage.
Exactly. This red goes in, I think Bex has got to try and get those reds open next shot. I think there's a bit of pressure on this red because whoever pots it needs an angle to get into the reds to continue the break.
And that might have just helped her a little bit there. Slowed down possibly a bit.
Yeah, got a good cue ball.
It's just so tough sometimes when you're down by a lot and you just want to
Just get into it, yeah.
and get a red in there so you can get
That's
on
it.
a color and feel like, all right.
But Bex, with obviously the knowledge she has, will keep it tight. She's got the lead. So you'll probably see just a good safety here. And her opponent will be in trouble.
Actually, we were having breakfast at the same spot this morning. I was just wanted to go over there and go, hey, good luck in the tournament. And
Yeah.
she's like, what? Someone knows who I am here?
Get her autograph. No, she's played a good shot.
Do you have another match today, Emma?
I do. Yeah, meant to be at 5.
5 o'clock? Okay.
Yeah. I've just had the 2 matches today, 2 tomorrow.
Okay. And there's Dave Daly, our roving referee. It's fantastic, the work that he's done.
So really this shot you're looking to perhaps sit in the pack and not leave anything on. You don't want to be hitting it too hard and opening the reds for Bex, especially when the colours are perfect, this frame.
True. Yeah, that's one of the great practice routines of just having all the colors on their spots and then just running the colors.
Exactly. And this when the game gets a bit tactical. I think when I first started playing, I'd go for quite a few mad shots. The thrill of it, a lot of long, and I realised that, they do cost you frames, and it's taught me to play, try and play the right shot at the right time, and I think that's really helped me.
Yeah, I think that's like how everyone gets into it. It's like, making a nice long pot or even a short pot with a little bit of draw, but you're potting the ball.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden, I think if you're really into the game, the devil will come in and tell you, hey.
Yeah, if you're not playing the right shot, it does catch you out.
We've got some of the tools, but not all the tools here.
No.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they could have a monitor there, but great thing about this game is as much as, even if we didn't have Dave as a referee, both players would come to an agreement.
Exactly, yeah. You've both got to be happy. I know Catherine just hit the black ball then, which is probably the worst ball you would want to hit in this scenario.
Yeah, it can be your best friend or your worst enemy.
Exactly.
So anything you really want to see here in Seattle?
Obviously the baseball game.
That was big on your list?
Yeah, I heard that The Weeknd actually toured last night, so I was gutted to miss out on that. But I think the Space Needle,
Yep, that's a good landmark of Seattle for sure.
And the Market, I've heard. Wow, let's hope that doesn't go back.
I think I just saw Dave run away quite quickly.
Yeah, that's it. Bex is in a very good position here. Red's open, black on its spot. This could be a frame winner. She's got a very big lead as well. There shouldn't be much pressure on this break. So
No, that's...
she should be feeling quite relaxed. And
sure, it's not like she's down 61 to 1 and it's like...
completely different. There's no better feeling than in the balls and relaxed and know you've got the frame and just see what you can do.
Did you make it up to Sheffield to see the World Championships?
I didn't. No, not this year.
No? Have you gone in the past?
I have, yes. I've been to Ladies' Day as well up there, which is good to support the women. But no, not this year. But you can't beat the Crucible.
No.
It's such a lovely venue. And the atmosphere is... You can't beat it. You really can't.
Definitely. Like, it was the first year. I was over there for my first time this year.
Yep.
And, yeah, if you're a snooker fan, it's the place to be.
It's actually... It's quite small, but that's what makes it great, because everyone's close and... Yeah, it's great.
True. It's interesting because they did have, like, they released when I was over there some plans that they're thinking about keeping the Crucible Theater, but then building another one
Oh,
that's more like
right.
state of the art, maybe have maybe 3,500 capacity for people.
Wow. I'm not sure it'd be the same, but oh, that's a shame.
So, mm,
I think that will be the match.
59, 60. I think, yeah, we might be in that 3 snooker stage.
I think all the reds have to be gone for that to
Oh,
apply.
the 3, yes.
Yeah. So maybe Catherine just wants to.
I'm not sure. I'd have to check with Diana or Mike about. There might have been a thing with 2 or reds on the table.
Oh, really?
And 2
Okay.
snookers.
Oh, that's a good. Maybe she just wants to show us what she can do.
Just
Get a
at
bit of
least
table
get on the
time.
table. Yeah, exactly.
It's a shame she didn't really get much table time in this match.
True. I think Bex is definitely showing her.
Yeah, she dominated. Which can be quite daunting when players do that, when you're high ranks and.
It's true. It goes back. There was a boxer back in the 80s by the name of Mike Tyson, and he just wouldn't imagine to lose, and he would walk in and know
exactly
that he already beat his opponent before he even threw a punch.
Yeah. And you can't help but fear that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Or when you can't make mistakes, they creep
True.
in. It's
I think a lot of the players are feeling the same way. Like, oh, I got to play Emma Parker. Oh no, I'm in Parker.
I hope so. I think Bex has been practicing with that rest.
I think so. I wonder.
I'm glad I've noticed.
True, this is a good little
This
fact-finding
is.
mission for you. See, mm-hmm. So probably got a room with 2 beds and just put a piece of plywood on
Yeah.
the other bed and practice with the rest.
Her long game has been good in this match too. Be nice if she could perhaps clear the table now to end.
Yeah, this would be a nice little send-off
Yeah.
for the viewers, obviously. Well, the pressure's on, and
Wow.
I think you're going to be on the stream next. So
Look
all this
forward to
talking,
it.
let's see if she lives up to it.
Yeah. It's a good shot.
Yeah, you always think that if you're going off the black to get back on the yellow, you need a powerful shot. But
Yeah. No. Just cue it well. This will be a nice break to finish with. Slightly underhit that. Maybe a bit of exhibition shots coming up.
maybe. Oh, tough
Lucky.
break. Well, there's handshakes there,
Yeah.
and
All done.
Bex books another win in her group. Well, Emma, it's been fantastic
Yep, thank you for having me.
being in the booth. Wish you all the best of luck in
Thank
the
you.
tournament. Glad that you've come over here. I hope you enjoy your stay in Seattle.
Thank you.
And yeah, hopefully come up to Canada as well.
Yeah, I'd love to.
And good luck and
Thank you.
all the best. Take
Yes.
care. And we'll just step aside for a short little break. We'll get the stream reset up, and we'll be back in a few moments. And keep subscribing. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in. We got a transatlantic battle here. Jamie Hunter, hailing from the British Isles, taking on Mary Avina, originally from California, but now finds home in Fort Worth, Texas. Mary, a very accomplished pool player, and I'm pretty sure Jamie, coming from the UK, is a very strong snooker player. All right, and we do have another special guest, fresh off a fantastic win over Catherine Robertson of Canada, England's own Bex Kenna. How are you doing, Bex?
Hi, good, thank you. A bit hot, but yeah, I'm okay.
A bit hot, yeah. I think it is a bit warm outside, but obviously with the room and the lights, I guess a little bit of the pressure to be, the first U.S. Open women's champion.
No pressure.
No
for
pressure?
Me. No, I'm just hot because I just got changed out of my kit, basically. Quick change.
So do you know Jamie well?
Yeah, she's played on the tour now all of last season, I think. Yeah, and plays in the English events, so yep, very good player.
Okay. Do you know Mary at all?
No, she's a pool player.
She is a pool player. I think she's doing quite well. She actually that's how she pays the bills. So she knows her way around a small table. So hopefully that can translate a little bit for her on the big table.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Close. Not a lot of the players are going to be used to the star tables with how tight the pockets are. I think Jamie has her own table though, so she knows her way around a star table. Very close bridge there.
Mm-hmm.
Very pool-esque. Plum on the black though, she'd have got it.
That's true. Mm-hmm. True stuff sometimes with all of us amateurs. We know that it's 2 parts to every shot, but usually we get one part of it, not both parts.
Yeah, the pot and then the cue ball.
Mm-hmm. So how did you get into the game of snooker, Bex?
Just playing with my dad really in the local club.
Mm-hmm.
He used to play, and I used to be taken to the pub to just to accompany him on a weekend. So when I was tall enough, I played a bit of pool and then snooker. And joined the local league, and then joined the women's tour in 2016.
Great. Now you've recently joined the big tour as well, like the
Pro Tour.
Pro
yeah.
Tour.
Yeah. So my ambition was to, once I got into the women's tour, I just want to be women's world champion.
Mm-hmm.
So I managed to get up to rank number 4 in the world, and then last season they announced its avenue onto the Pro Tour, so 2 tour cards a year. So yeah, I got one through that way. So amazing to be on the Pro Tour now. Yeah.
We call the women's tour that this event is on. That's a pro tour, right? Or is it?
No, technically it's classed as amateur.
Okay.
Because the Pro Tour, the one that we see most of the men on, that's mixed.
Okay.
But obviously most people think that's the men's and this is the women's.
Okay.
But yeah, the Pro Tour is mixed. But we do have a separate women's tour because obviously there is a lack of female players and participation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't see the pro tour 50-50, so... And obviously if you don't see other women playing, you're not going to be inspired to have a go yourself, are you? So it's really good that we've got this one on stream and growing it over this side of the world. All good exposure.
Definitely. It's always good to see something. You know, you can hear people talk about something. You know, I have friends, you know, as I've said numerous times, you know, I'm doing a snooker event. They're like, what dirty party trick is this that you're doing?
Yeah, you've got to see it. Too fast.
Or it's tough for all the amateurs. We watch you play and you make it look so easy.
Oh, thanks. It's not easy out there though. It's hard work getting that cue ball round and just settling into the match as well.
Yeah, it felt like Catherine just you didn't let her have much table time really, and you know, she would make a little mistake and then you would punish her.
Yeah, that's kind of what you have to do, especially at pro level. You've got to play every shot the right way. Oh, a nice fluke. Oh, nearly. Yeah, playing every shot. If there's no pot on, you have to play the correct shot and put them under all kind of trouble just so you can get a shot next time. So, yeah, I managed to kind of keep her tight on the top cushion a lot of the time or go for a shot to nothing whenever I could. Jamie's back in here with the colours nicely spread about, so if she can settle, should score some points here.
True, and I think Jamie took her first match, so always a nice advantage in a round robin, you know, with 5 players in the group. If you can get your first two matches as wins,
Yeah.
you kind of in a driver's seat.
Yeah, definitely. It's important to try win every frame as well because the knockout stage, it's ranked on based on how you've done in the groups.
Mm-hmm.
So if all of the winners get all wins to nil, it then goes on a high break as to who's seeded where. So obviously you've got to beat everyone though to win. So is this a plant? Yeah, nice plant. Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, nice touch on that one. Good, so she's on a 20 break here. It's nicely spread above the black, if she can keep working it around. I think she may be a bit straight on this. Yeah, I did that. Easy done. That when there's no angle and you're trying to force it, the pockets are so tight, you don't really have any play, so you end up just trying to throw your arm at it to try find an angle that isn't there, and you end up drawing the black. But it showed how straight it was because the white went in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no real guessing where Mary's from with that waistcoat.
Yeah, lovely waistcoat. Cool.
Are you going to be going to the Australian tournament?
I think I'm still thinking about it.
Okay, not putting you on the spot or
Yeah,
anything like that.
There's a lot of pro events, and then there's actually a lot of travelling with the women's as well. So, yeah, not really looked too much into it. I know it's going to be expensive though. I didn't go to the last one that they did in Australia. I was currently world number 3 at that time, and then the world number 4 won over there, so she leapfrogged me on the points. So I did regret not going to that one. But yeah, it'd be nice to go to Australia as well.
True, but they're not over here in America, so you have some potential to do a
Yep.
little leapfrogging.
Should get some points back. Ooh, ruthless.
So I think you'll see the difference between the accomplished snooker player and an accomplished pool player.
Yeah, totally different games, aren't they? So
Mm-hmm.
just having a little look on the live stream. David Brock, thanks for the chalk, Bex. I guess I sent you some chalk from my shop. You're very welcome.
Yes, got to meet David over here at the Seattle Open back in March, and then catched up with him a bit more over in Sheffield at the World Championships. And hopefully, David, for the weekend, we can tune into some things about seeing the comments from all you great people out there on Facebook and YouTube. We do appreciate people chiming in, sometimes if they have questions or comments, because we do get some new players that are interested in the game, but sometimes they just, on a whole, they don't really know what's going on here. They're like, why is there a red and then a colored ball? So we're here to educate them.
Yeah, I didn't really think about that, how anyone tuning in might not even know the game at all. So, yeah, that's good. But yeah, there's been a big interest in wanting to get the women's event streamed more often, so it's great that you've got it on over here.
True, because it's just going to inspire, all of a sudden, some little girl might just stumble across something and be like, hey, look what these women are doing. I want to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so growing up I just saw men on the TV, so I didn't know it could be a career path. So Jamie's on a break of 17 now with that black. 42 the difference, 51 on. One more red and black should seal the frame. Oh, lucky little nudge there. Nice.
Yeah, I don't know much about Jamie, but definitely liking what I'm seeing here. She really knows her way around the table.
Yeah, definitely. 50 points the difference now with just 43 on, so a bit risky that though, impossible going in off, but it's okay. Don't know if they're thinking about conceding.
No, I think that there might be a rule where reds on and 2 snookers are required. That might be a concession, but with 50 points and 43, Mary's still all right.
Yeah, once it gets down to the colours, if you require 3 snookers, you must concede.
Correct.
Just so we're not playing all day for loads of snookers. That's what you want to be doing, just dropping them in over the bags.
Yeah, a lot more seasoned players, and you guys coming from Britain, seeing and being involved in the sport so much, and just that's on the television all the time, can see that etiquette about the concessions, whereas some of us in North America, like, I'm going to just play until the balls are down.
Yeah.
You don't know that there's an etiquette to the game that, like, if it's so far to reach, it's better just to pack up and try again.
Yeah, definitely. Just getting on with the frames. But at the same time, I mean, I had it the other day on the Northern Ireland Open qualifiers. My opponent got like a 70 odd break. There was only like 50 left, but because I'd not had much table time, I did carry on just to get a feel for the table and the balls and how I was playing. So there is a reason sometimes to carry on. And also, if your opponent's had a chance to get on with the frame and win, and then you're kind of dragging it out, trying to play for the snookers, maybe get a snooker back, put a little bit of pressure on them, they can they can get a bit frustrated that they didn't kill off the frame earlier, like they're wasting kind of time trying to seal the win when they could have had it 10 minutes ago if they had kept potting. So
True.
So it's sometimes a good tactic. Ooh, nearly. Nice stun round there. If she goes to hit the red directly, she's probably going to go in off, so she's probably going to go off the back cushion here. Try maybe sneak the red past the green and get a little snooker back. That's what I'd have done. Ooh, could be in some trouble here, but a big lead, so. Actually looking at that, that's mighty close to the red, isn't it? So. Ooh. Oh, nice. Nice touch there. Could have been easy to double hit that. So because Mary requires snookers, it can't get put back, so it's just foul 4, and then you have to carry on trying to get some snookers. Close. Close with that green. Almost a snooker there. Nice to see a few people watching on the live stream. Get it sharing and get liking it to get it out there. Nat Howard is watching. She's a player from the UK.
Yes, we thank you all in the UK for tuning in. It's getting a little late in the evening, I guess. But it is Friday night.
Yeah. I'm trying not to think about what time it is in the UK so I don't mess up my body clock even more than it already is. It's 5:09 p.m. here.
I'm not going to say anything, no matter how much Emma paid me to throw you off your game. It's not happening. Jamie's quite a quick player. It seems like she doesn't really, dilly-dally. She gets down to the business.
Yeah.
True?
Yeah, I'd say she's quite a quick player, sees the shot quite quickly, plays the right shots. Close. So now she should be just dropping this in over the bag and killing the frame off. Maybe trying to clear the table just to get a good feel for it all.
Well, we know you would have made good work of that. You were amazing with the rest in your last match.
Oh, thank you. I'm usually not very good with the rest at all, but I have been working on that. I did cue across one of them, though. I know I missed one of them with it.
True, I think you were 98%.
Oh, cool. I'll take that.
We don't have a stats clock, but both Emma and I were really impressed by your rest play.
That's a nice touch there. Pretty hard for your opponent to get snookers against you if you're going to snooker them.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting. Mary kind of made a bit of a gesture. I thought maybe she was conceding there, but
Yeah, Jamie were looking at her, I think, to say, are you conceding? But guess not.
You call the shot, Bex. Just put that red ball just over the pocket, force Mary to make it.
Yep, so now she has to concede now because she needs too many snookers on the colours. I think Jamie might have forgot that rule. Maybe Jamie wants some more table time.
And our referee, Dave Daly, has come in and awarded the frame to Jamie Hunter, so she takes a 1-0 advantage over Mary Avina. We're just going to step aside for a quick commercial break. It's David Burney and Bex Kenna in the booth with you. We'll be right back. And we're back here with frame 2 action. Mary Avina from Fort Worth, Texas, breaking off. It's kind of one of those matches that she needs to win. She already got defeated earlier by Diana Schuler. She'd like to put a match on her in her win column. I believe Jamie won her first match. Yes, Jamie Hunter won her first match, so get that 2 match into your win column in the pool is always nice with 2 matches to go. I think most of the players are playing 2 matches today and 2 tomorrow.
Yep, mine's 2 today, 2 tomorrow.
Are you all done for the day, or you got more matches coming up?
No, I've done now. I did 1 p.m. and 5, well, just before Jamie's match, so yep, my 2 are done for today. Flown quite quickly.
Yeah, now
Yes.
you can relax.
Yeah.
You're going to go see any Seattle nightlife tonight, or?
We're going to try go to the baseball at 7 p.m.
Oh, great.
Good attempt on that long pot.
So who makes you aware of baseball? Emma went to a baseball game. I'm like,
We just know it as being American, so
okay.
we'd like to go see some American football, some baseball. My husband wanted to go watch some horse racing because there's a horse racing somewhere near.
Okay. I guess if you were in Canada, you would want to see a hockey game?
Yeah,
All
definitely,
right.
yeah.
Oh, we got to get you up there then.
Nice black, but slightly overscrewed for the red that she wanted. It's a bit harder now, but yeah, you've got to take that on just so you can clear that space for more opportunities off that black. Well cued. With screw on side to swing around for the black.
Just an update, Diana Schuler and Corinne Lyson are both tied 1-1 in their match.
Close. See, she went for a shorter bridge there, and what that does is takes the weight out of the cue, so if you're using your same stroke as what you normally do, you're going to under-hit things. Obviously she's played for blue to middle there, but got a chance at this to corner to carry on the break. Nicely done, nicely recovered there.
Yeah, you see a lot of the time the first player is really great at those recovery shots. They'll just pass shot, they throw a little bit out of position, but then they make a shot just to get back into prime positions.
Yeah, I think I had to take on a few long ones in that last match to kind of recover the pot.
And as usual, they found the bottom of the pocket, so...
Very attacking shot that. I think she could have had a couple of options to maybe get onto something, but good intent there. So the break carries on 28 and she's on a red. Nice.
Only her backhand just swinging back and forth. Everything else still like a statue.
Yeah, you need to have such a good technique for snooker. Everything's got to be still. That's the pink spot.
You might need referee Daly to come over and take a look.
All the other spots are occupied anyway, so it's just going to go just below its own spot if not. And Jamie's still on that red, the lowest one down, so...
Great explanation for our newcomers.
Yeah, there's some funny rules in this game. So, for instance, if the blue spot wasn't occupied, the pink would have gone on the blue spot. Goes on the highest available spot. Great spot. Okay, so Jamie's on a 36 break here. Again, having to go into him. Always got to have a bit of luck. Might be a red to middle. There's one at a corner that she's going to have to get the rest out and be bridging over. Difficult shot to continue the break here. So we've got 23 watching on the live. Give us a shout out if you are watching. And share it. Such a great setup to have multiple cameras and great conditions and commentary. I don't think we've ever had commentary in the women's events. Really? No.
Wow, there's just a weekend of firsts all around here.
Yep.
Nice shot with the red for Jamie there.
Yeah, and a big margin for her, always coming up for a bolt colour if she overdoes it for a blue, so playing all the right shots to carry on this break.
When you were first starting out, when you were making those breaks and they're getting higher and higher, obviously you're going into the unknown. What would you be telling yourself at that point? Just stay focused, or?
Yeah, with getting big breaks, you do just have to concentrate so much on pot the ball in front of you and then get on the next ball. So where's the red going? Where's the white going? What's my next ball? If you do find yourself thinking, oh, I can get my highest break here, you'll find yourself missing a lot. So if you're, for instance, wanting to get your first century break, the more you think about that century break, the harder it is to come. So just think about the ball in front of you and they'll just come much quicker. So it don't matter if that's a 30 break, a 50 break or anything. If you think about it being something amazing and like, oh, if I get on this side of this red and then pop this blue, I'll be on a big break. So if you think about that, yeah, it can all go wrong because you can miss such an easy pot in this game if you do not give it all of your attention. So I've found just once you are a good break builder, the important thing is to try win the frame in that visit. So if you've got your 50, 60 break and then you find you're ahead by miles, it's no good looking on the table and going, oh, there's 110 on here, I could make 110, because you're going to miss. Just relax if the frame's won and you'll find you'll clear the table then. This is a nice cut. Very nice. Oh, very unlucky there. So that was a hard cut there and she's had to go into the reds again. She's on 53. Now, do you play the right shot here and play safe, or do you try carry on the break? I think she's going for this into the top corner. Oh, middle. Yeah, hard shot. Very hard shot. Blind pocket. But good choice going to middle because the cue ball's coming away from the reds. And if you hit the top jaw, you won't leave that red on, so good 53 there.
True. One frame already in to the good for her and a 53-point lead. It's not a bad idea, kind of taking a run at that pocket into the side.
Yeah. Close. Yeah, I don't know if there is a high break prize for this. But
there is, actually.
Is there? Yeah.
Yes.
You might as well keep going for the breaks then.
Yeah. $100 US. And as I told Emma, that's 3,000 British pounds. I think that's the conversion, right?
I wish. Yeah, so she's played the right shot there. Just get a nice cue ball. You don't really want to ever be cueing from up there.
Especially tight to the cushion, too.
Yeah. Yeah, so from that good safety shot there, she's just earned her way back in to maybe kill this frame off now.
She can get a couple nice good shots because a lot of those reds are just open in the middle of the table and pink and black are quite available, and that's going to produce a lot of points if she can get on it.
Just having to play for this red up here though, but she's okay.
Great touch.
Ooh, well, might be just plumb on this. You see the margin for that shot, a centimetre either way, you're not on this red nicely at all. Excellent.
And you think that comes with just playing, getting the feel of the pace. Just comes with doing it over and over again.
Yeah, well, she's played down to an area there, and she's, I don't know how she's missed that one. She seems a bit frustrated with that as well. But, 65 ahead, 59 on. No point being too disheartened. But yeah, after that, landing on that red there, she'll be disappointed that she didn't carry on putting some balls there.
Well, Mary definitely can pot the ball, that's for sure. Probably a lot coming from the pool background.
Yeah, you can definitely tell.
So many facets in this game of snooker. It's not just putting the ball in the bottom of the pocket.
Yeah, the cue ball's always the main thing. We don't want hard pots in this game. It's hard enough. So if you can control that cue ball and get it exactly where you want to be, the pots are a lot easier.
Well, she might be able to get her a snooker that she needs here.
Yeah, when you need more than one snooker, you tend to try pot the second to last red with a high value colour, and then try play the snooker on the last red, trying to get the free ball to try gain an extra 8 points.
True.
If you do get the free ball, you get to go for another colour as a red, and then potentially another black. So that's how you get your points, foul points up quicker. So while there's still a red on, it's never over. Oh, those scores are going on the wrong side.
Yeah, it's those funny rules that come about sometimes that, as you're talking about that one. Ooh, nice. Long pot there by Jamie. Wow.
Yeah, that's a good pot. Obviously, once you know you've won the frame, sometimes you can release that little bit of tension and then they just all start flying in. So you're going to see how much looser her arm is now. She knows she's got the match.
Sure.
Won.
Wanted a bit more pace on that, but...
Yeah, tried to push it with her arm, but...
Can't do that.
No. I think she can reach. Playing this with a little bit of side to swing it round off too. Makes the pot a lot harder. Oh, I haven't got too much bite into it, but it's all over because she needs more than 3 snookers. So Jamie wins 2-0.
Yep, handshakes over there just to make it official. Bex, thanks very much for joining us in the booth.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me on. It's my first time doing some commentating, so yeah, it was very much an enjoyable experience. I might do some tomorrow if I get a gap in my schedule.
Definitely. You sound like a seasoned pro. Look out, Neil Fold. Someone's coming. And I hope you get out there to enjoy that baseball game.
Yep.
And David Bernier in the booth with you here. We're just going to sign off for a few moments. I'm not sure. I'll get to talk to our streaming director to see if we're going to have another match come on. But keep that stream up. You never know what's going to come up. If not, we definitely will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Oh, my apologies. It's 3 p.m. we will start streaming. 3 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So that's, Bex is still listening, so I'm not going to say what that is back home in Britain.
Oh, yeah. Don't tell me.
So just stay tuned, everybody. We are coming back with Emma Parker's match. David Burney's taking a small break, but we will all be back soon.
And welcome back, everybody. David Burney here with you for the first annual Women's World Snooker U.S. Open live from Seattle, Washington. Just getting a little bonus coverage here of our tournament director, Diana Schuler, in a match with Karin Lyson. And we will be having actually probably the future of the sport coming up. Young Marissa Du, who makes her resident here in Seattle, young 13-year-old, will be taking on Emma Parker. And Emma, I think, is about 22, correct? So some young superstars, and I will also be joined by Mary Talbot in the booth. So hope you're enjoying this little bonus footage. And we'll be getting going pretty soon on our featured match. All right, we're now switching over to our featured match. Some young superstars of the sport, Emma Parker and Marissa Du. And I'm pleased to announce that I have the talented, as we've seen on our TV match, Mary Talbot in the booth. Hello, Mary. Good, how are you?
Was on mic, yeah, really good, thank you.
No worries. This is the first time. There's a lot of things to know in the commentary booth, just as well as the game of snooker. So
Yep. Yeah, this will be a good match.
I think so. Yeah, some youngsters that hopefully, will be hopefully the future of the women's side.
Definitely.
Shall we say? How are you feeling of your first day?
Yeah, really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I played 3 matches. I won them all 2-0.
Well, that's impressive.
Played quite well. So, yeah, looking forward to my match against, funny enough, I'm playing Emma tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
it'll be a good match.
Definitely. But having 3 wins, that's looking pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, pleased.
Mm-hmm. So you might be able to have a little later of a night tonight, right? Or are you going to be a good girl and play by the rules?
Early night.
Early night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can have a late night when the tournament's finished. On
That's
Sunday.
true.
Yeah.
Ironically enough, on Sundays, coinciding with the 1-year anniversary of Ox.
Oh, wow.
So we'll have to see what Mr. Mike Dominguez
Party
has got
time.
planned.
Yeah, party.
Right, our roving referee Dave Daly has just flipped the coin, and looks like Emma has won the toss and is electing to break off. Here we go. Best of 3. So whoever can net those 2 frames will put a win in their column on the group side.
So I'd love Emma to lose 2-0 here, wouldn't I, really?
First rule of commentary, you must be unbiased.
No, I'm only kidding.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I think everyone really is pushing everyone to play their best
Yeah,
and stuff
definitely.
like that.
And that's what's good about the ladies tour as well. Like, we're all good friends and we all support each other, and we like to see each other play well.
Right. Oh. And you're meeting some new friends now. The
Yeah,
Americans,
yeah.
Canadians.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
So.
It's a nice shot from her.
when she was in the booth, she was always just playful and bubbly and laughing. And now I just look over and I see a completely different woman over there. Dead serious.
Game face.
So how did you get into this game of snooker?
Well, when I was 13, my dad used to watch the snooker, and so I just used to watch it with him. And then I kept nagging him, like, "Oh, Dad, come on, take me to the snooker club. I want to have a game." And he was like, "It's no place for a young woman." And I just nagged him until he said yes. And then it was kind of just started playing from there. And I started and really enjoyed it.
Great. Well, good for you for nagging him,
Yeah.
Now I think, it's young women that want to get in the sport can see now and see women playing it.
Yeah.
So the future looks bright. I like it.
Definitely. And snooker clubs, there's so much more women in them now these days from when I first started playing. Wow, that's a lovely shot there.
And Marissa is in your group as well. How did you... obviously you beat her, as you told, but how did you feel about her game? Like, she's only 13, being young.
Yeah, she's only 13. She's only just starting out. So, I mean, this was a great learning curve for her. She'll learn from every match she plays,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Great shot there.
She comes from a pool background, I think, as most of the American players. So I think she's slowly starting to learn of the philosophy of the red color kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's not a bad safety shot from her.
That's what I mean. From every match she plays, she'll learn.
Mm-hmm.
She'll see shots and put that into her own game.
Yeah, as I was discussing with Emma as well, it's nice having British players come over that just have such a rich history and know those other little things about the game, like the etiquette and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You're down 80 points. It's like, well, it's time to concede.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah. Nice shot there from Emma. This will be an experience in itself for her. She's on the live stream.
True. Mm-hmm. She actually did participate in the Seattle Open that we had back here in March. Right. And she actually had David Brock. Does that name ring a bell to you?
I've heard of that name.
Seems like everybody in England has heard of David Brock. But they were in the same group, so they were able to play actually on the stream as well.
Okay.
So,
excellent.
And David's just a great ambassador for the sport as well. Like, was really supportive of her as much as, he's playing to win. But after the fact, he was just like, hey, you're playing really well. Just this works and this. And just keep at it.
Yeah. Wonder if anyone will think about screwing the red into the pack here. It looks like she's going to go for it. Great shot.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, a little unfortunate, but that was a great rest shot.
She's great with the rest. Good player.
When she was in the booth, we were commentating on Beck's game, and Beck's was just phenomenal with the rest.
Yeah.
And when she was Bex was in the booth in the last match, she was commentating, just saying that she has been poor with that, so she has been taking that extra time just to practice with that implement.
That's something that I need to do. I'm absolutely appalling with the wrist because I'm tall.
So you don't need it.
Exactly. But yeah, I do need to practice.
Like our tournament director, Dinah Schuler, has won her match. So I think she's got 2 wins on the board. So that looks promising for her to keep her run alive here. The first ever World Women's U.S. Open.
Was unlucky.
So who were some of your favorites when you were watching the snooker with your dad?
Oh wow, Steve Davis, Stephen Hendry, late nights, world championship finals till 1 in the morning. Of course, Jimmy White was my absolute favourite. So exciting to watch.
Kirk Stevens was nice and exciting too.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah.
Canadian flavor. Fortunately, I've only seen it in repeat, but that Masters, when Kirk and Jimmy played each other, when Kirk had the 147.
Awesome.
And that whole match was just...
It was brilliant.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Another great part with the rest there from Emma.
A lot of the women don't really have a lot of fancy socks, I've noticed.
No, we.
It doesn't seem
They're
like you
hidden.
women like to wear socks.
Oh, lovely pot there from Marissa. That's
A
three
couple that
great.
she's had, yeah.
Yeah, 3 great reds she spotted there.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's going to be snooping on this red. No, she could see it. It's a nice little flick there on the yellow.
Yeah, it's creating a nice little wall there
Mm.
with that green and brown. We'll see how that plays out in the later moments.
Oh, great pot.
Yeah, this opens up some reds. This
Should be wanting to get the black on into play here. Stunning to those two reds there.
might be a
Things
frame
are
winner,
yeah.
maybe. That's what you were going to say.
She's got to shoot those two reds into the middle. She can stand down from the lower red, down for the black. Should be looking to win the frame from here now.
What are you doing in the situation as a player? You see this opportunity. It's a phenomenal opportunity to win the frame, but you don't really want to get yourself ahead because
No, you just
in
one
your
ball.
mind that is.
Yeah, one ball at a time. But Emma will be looking here to kind of clinch the frame at this visit. Four open reds, blacks on the spot.
Yeah, Bex in her last match made a good point. She's like, as much as you are when you're on a high run,
Mm-hmm.
you know, when you're beginning, you're always going into the unknown.
Yeah.
You know, you can't think about the end result.
No.
You just got to be like, I'm not going to get there if I don't make this ball, so I got to concentrate on that ball in hand.
Definitely stay in the present moment. Just one ball at a time. But obviously, you're thinking ahead for your positional play.
Mm-hmm. They always just seem so casual on a high break, just, you know, walking around like
Yep.
not getting thrown up out of anything. Like, just it's a nice walk in the park, shall we say.
It's all about focus.
Being on that cushion with that cue ball made it a
Tricky,
little bit difficult to get into it. So,
Nice little 33 break there, though.
mm-hmm. 46 in it and 51 on the table. So, Marissa still has an opportunity. It's a big uphill, but stranger things have happened in this game.
Definitely. It's a good safety shot there from Emma.
I think that's the first long red she's missed.
Yeah.
Marissa.
She got close though.
She did.
She wasn't far away. It's a nice spot from Emma.
Yeah, very confidently struck.
Yeah. Be so hard for the pool players to come from pool to snooker.
True. Yeah, when you've been just pretty much hanging out in a garden and then you're on a football field.
Exactly.
It's just not the size of the table. When you look at a pool table, those pockets just look like wide open buckets.
Absolutely. And these tables, they're star tables, so the pockets are quite tight. And the speed, the ball, I mean, everything.
Unfortunate there for Marissa.
That should be into frame now.
That will be a concession there. So
Yeah.
that concludes frame one. Emma Parker takes this one over Marissa Dew, but Marissa not out of it yet, as it is a best of three match in this round robin stage. It's day one of the first ever World Women's Snooker US Open live here from Seattle, Washington in America. We'll step aside for a quick commercial break, and Dave and Mary will be back in a moment. So to interrupt at the commercial break because these two are eager to get on with it. Marissa broke off. Bad break off there, hasn't really left a pot on there for Emma, but a safe shot of running back into bulk off the reds. Just get Mike today. into that red there. I'm an opportunity. There is a high break prize, Mary. I'm not sure if you're aware of it.
I didn't actually know.
$100 US.
Nice. Do we know what the current high break is at the moment?
I don't know. Hopefully, maybe someone that's tuning in on the stream, or maybe Matt Hewart, that's our co-tournament director, is keeping scores. Maybe we can find a runner out there might be able to find out the current high break of the tournament. If we do, we'll find that out and report it back to you. There we are. Did you set me up for that, Mary?
I didn't. I promise you, I didn't know that actually. So it's Jamie and myself with 53, but that will definitely get beaten.
By who? Are you going to set myself up for something else again?
Yeah, I'd like to, but it'd be wonderful if one of the players could get a ton. That'd be something, wouldn't it, for the first US ladies competition?
Mm-hmm. I could see it possibly, getting into maybe the final games of the round robin when, a player possibly like yourself that always you have 3 victories already.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think 3-1 is a good record to go into the knockout round. So you might be able to swing freely tomorrow.
Yeah, but we'll be looking to, me and Emma will be looking to hopefully, we both want to beat each other because I think if you're top of the group, then you get seeded through to the next round.
Quite possibly you'll play a lower seed, obviously. So
yeah, that's correct. Yeah. It's a good safety shot there from Emma. Blocking off the left-hand side of the table.
True. Very tight to that ball cushion. So you're excited about the mixed doubles tournament that's going to be coming up?
Oh, I think that's, so excited.
Yeah? Who are you going to be pulling for?
Well, so I just want them all to play really well. It'll be really, really good to watch. I mean, I do love watching Ronnie. Ronnie and Rianne obviously will be favourites. But it'd be nice to have an underdog maybe to win it.
True, your first response was very Canadian. I just want everybody to do well. And then you pulled out that British comment about cheering for the underdog.
Yeah. Everybody likes an underdog, don't they?
I think so, yeah. It keeps us watching sport because you just never know.
Exactly. trying to get the white back to bulk here, into the bulk area. Oh, wow. So close. She's good at her long pots, Marissa.
She is. And whereabouts are you from in England?
So I was brought up in Surrey, but currently I'm living in West Sussex,
Okay.
near Brighton.
Sure.
Yep.
Do you hear a little bit about Snooker's a little tough place over in England. Is it the space as well? Like, is real estate going up there a lot as well?
Yeah.
Like North America, and obviously, putting a 6x12 table takes up a lot of space.
You need a really big space for a snooker
Mhm.
table. I did look into it in my current house, and it's just I haven't got the space for it. I'd love to have my own snooker table. Nice safety shot there from Marissa. And a tap in the table, showing her appreciation for it.
That's a nice little subtlety that
Yeah.
I think hopefully the Americans and Canadians that aren't familiar with the sport pick it up a little bit. Just that etiquette, as much as you want to beat your opponent, you're also
Of course, but
cheering them for.
you appreciate it when your opponent plays a good shot.
Mm-hmm. I think when you see a century, the opposing player is the first one to jump out of the seat and shake their hand.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like with 147s.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Once the frame's over, the opponent is you want to see it. You want to see the 147. You're willing them on. There's a few rattling here, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. Is that why you have short hair? Seeing Marissa there throw her hair around, just doesn't want any strand to touch a ball. Both players are just struggling a little bit to find some form.
Yeah, it's last match of the day. It's been a long day.
Mm-hmm.
Pink and black tied up. That's opened up things a bit there. It's all about keeping your focus.
Yeah, as the day gets longer, it's
Yeah.
easy. You can slip away and. Do you have any pre-match routines?
No, I just try to relax.
Yeah.
Just relax, and you kind of before you come to a tournament, you've done all your practice,
Mm-hmm.
and just try and relax, really. Great shot there. Great shot.
Yeah, Mike has done a wonderful job with these tables. That ran nice and true.
They played beautiful.
The usual club that would have maybe ran off a little bit. And
Yeah. No, Mike's got a fantastic setup here, and I want to take this opportunity to thank him for holding this event. It's been so welcoming to us. Some of the tournaments in the UK, you play on club tables and these star tables, so you have to adapt between matches. So it's been lovely today to just play on these star tables, which run true, like you say.
have you played on all tables in the room?
So today I played on 3 of them,
3 of them. Okay,
Yeah.
well, 3 out of 4, and
and then tomorrow I'll
yeah,
play
true.
on but they all play beautifully.
It's a tough enough sport that you have to go from a skating rink to a shag carpet.
That's literally what it is. I mean,
Wow.
yeah. So it's tough. Yeah, we're being sport here.
I think slowly and surely the secret's going to get out that there's something going on in here in Seattle. So
Let's hope so. Really hope so. Great shot there.
just couldn't find the ball count with that shot. It's turn to punish Marissa for that mistake, I think, here.
I think she'll be rolling this red into the the other red and trying to stay onto the pink and for the middle. Oh no, she's gone that way. I think both players are definitely feeling a bit fatigued.
Mm-hmm. She said, well, sometimes when you feel fatigued, maybe something to eat would help.
Yeah.
And there's that fine line of eating so much and then going to play afterwards.
Yeah, you just try and eat light during the day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I normally carry some snacks in my handbag.
True. Save the steak dinner for after your matches.
Definitely. Oh, if I had a steak dinner, I just want to have a lay down.
True. If I knew you were coming over, I would put in an order for some good British meat pies.
What's that, sorry?
I would have put in an order for some British meat pies
okay,
if you
yeah,
were coming over.
yeah.
Can't go wrong with those.
What's your favourite?
What did I have? I was in Sheffield this past year for the World Champs, and we went to go see Martin Cheswith.
Yep.
You know him, his shop, and then I can't remember the pub that we went by, but this pot pie, it might have been steak and peas or something like that. Fantastic. The potato sticks.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Gravy.
Gravy. Mushy peas. Socks are on fire.
Oh, Dave, you're making me feel hungry now.
I know. I had to grab a cold beer just to cool myself down. It was just the best meal I think I had over there. It was just fantastic. You know.
You've got me thinking of my food now. My dinner tonight. Sitting here thinking, oh, what shall I have for dinner? Where should we go?
True. I think a bunch of us, behind the scenes are going to go somewhere. I'm not too sure yet, but we all can pool our minds together and go somewhere nice and tasty.
Sounds good to me.
Be nice to see a decider, but maybe our stomachs say, come on, Emma.
Yeah.
The dinner bells that call in. Are you feeling any of the jet lag still, or are you accompanied now?
I'm okay.
You're
First day, definitely. Yesterday, around about this time, started to feel tired, but now I'm okay today.
That's okay. Yeah, it's definitely interesting if you travel direct from Heathrow to out here. When you look at it, it's only 2 hours of my day. But it was a 10-hour flight.
Yeah, I know. It's like, because I flew over with Emma. We left Heathrow at, I think it was 9:20 in the morning. We were here by 11 in the morning.
While we're waiting for your book, you two on the road, oh boy, that's a lot of trouble.
Yeah. It's a nice shot there.
Are you two sharing a room as well?
Yes.
Oh, so you can't prank call her tonight, throw her off for a match tomorrow?
I can't even lock her in the hotel room because it's key cards. That's a nice shot there. On the pink. Excellent shot.
Okay, gonna come back for another pink.
Yeah. And hopefully for Emma that'll be frame and match. Stand up here behind the red.
Oh, 56 in it with 35 on. So this is definitely looking good for the Emma campaign.
I think I think Marissa's thinking about conceding here. She's going to give it a go. Try and play for snooker. She's just enjoying herself.
I think
Wants
so.
it to carry on.
I don't think Emma wants to carry it on too much. Kind of strike when you need to strike, you know. Sometimes it feels like this game of snooker, you're kind of like a snake just slithering around, and then there's that certain point when you got to strike.
Yeah.
Oh, and she's conceded?
Yeah, she's conceded.
All right, so Emma Parker takes that one 2-0, helps out her campaign in this first ever World Women's Snooker U.S. Open. Mary, it's been a great pleasure having you in the booth.
Thank you. I've loved it. Really enjoyed it. Thanks
Great.
for having me.
And good luck on your campaign as you're 3-0 moving into Saturday. So looking promising to be in the knockout round. But you're more than welcome to come back in the booth. And I guess this is good night for everybody.
Thanks,
We
Dave.
appreciate you all tuning in all day long. We'll be back on the airwaves on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Just look out Ox Billiards at 3 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. I'm not going to say what that time is in England because I feel that it's throwing off biological or some kind of clock that Bex was telling me. She's like, don't tell me what time it is in England. It's going to throw off
11
my
p.m.
clock. Who said these women were nice in this tournament? All right, it's David Burney saying good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow.